Hi, my name is Dan Bouchard. I represent QP Local 2544 Peel Education Workers, 1,500 workers that provide support services for the Peel District School Board. Many of those jobs which the PC party would like to eliminate. We've already faced a $4.6 million deficit in the last 2 years that cost us 91 jobs to our local. What is your plan with regards to education funding and support workers within the schools?
That's to all the candidates?
Yeah.
All right. The order will be Lloyd, Boris, Charles, then Effie.
Yeah, thanks for the question. I mean, I see firsthand, I mean, when we're talking about jobs, in terms of teaching jobs, Effie talks about that the classroom teacher jobs won't be affected, but really the support workers in our school are getting more and more work, and there's fewer and fewer of them. And that would continue under the PC plan. I think they're critical. I think that's really important. I think it's been mentioned that those are the most vulnerable students, that those are the ones that need the support the most. You know, if I have my grade 12 academic English class, if I'm not there, they'll barely miss me. But if I have my grade 9 applied class, those kids need that support, and I need to have the support also to solve problems. So you know. You guys aren't going anywhere, and I'm beside you, so I appreciate that.
The NDP have always grounded itself by saying schools are the cornerstone of every community, and the NDP would not support any cuts to our schooling system. My years in the shelter system, I always had the ethic, you can't do social work on an empty stomach. And in schools, you can't learn in a filthy environment. You can't learn if you're hungry. You can't learn if you're scared. Okay, it takes a team to win a game. It takes a team to win the Stanley Cup, although we wouldn't know that in Toronto. However, schools are the cornerstone of our community, and there would be no cuts in our schooling system.
We have about 65,000 public servants. We have made some cuts and some measures of austerity without impacting those programs and services like healthcare and education that are so important to us. To suggest you can eliminate 100,000 more, that doesn't exist. It's going to have to go after teachers. Mr. Hudak has said very clearly he's going after teachers. And when it comes to support workers and ECEs, we put it very clearly in the budget that we're going to provide greater support for them because they're so far underpaid. We need to better provide for them so that we can attract those services. Personal support workers in healthcare require and deserve to be better compensated. If it wasn't a personal support worker helping my goddaughter, my family would have been worse off, and they provide such essential service for us, as do ECEs for our youngest kids. You can't cut them off. That is why we will continue, and I put it very clearly in the budget that we would. And we can afford to do this because this is what's going to make us competitive in the long term. And it's managing our debt that's going to enable us to do just that.
Mr. Souza keeps alluding to these 100,000 jobs that are going to be cut from the public service, and keeps saying that it's going to include teachers. What I want to describe to you is the fact that in the public sector today we have 1.2 million people. Our proposal is that through attrition and retirement, there are going to be 100,000 positions over 4 years that are going to be eliminated. The average attrition per year is 5 to 7%. That's 50,000 positions on an annual basis. In other words, over 4 years, there will be 100,000 people hired as opposed to 200,000 positions. So I just want to clarify that it's not about taking jobs out of the public sector. On the issue that you were asking specifically about teaching aides, teaching assistants, again, our plan is to invest in the special needs of children. It's not to cut teachers or special assistants.